Welcome back to Dan's Messy Garage. This is going to be day 5 working on the budget 302 build in my garage. Yesterday I measured up the block, found out it's in great shape. Went to the dollar store today to get some oven cleaner, and they changed the containers. It used to be in a spray like Easy Off style. Now it's in a quart bottle pump spray. I kind of doubt that's the same caustic stuff that was in the spray bomb. But I'll try it. And the other thing that I got was some parts. I got an oil pump pickup from O'Reilly. And I'm going to, at the end of the video, I'm going to go through my budget, updated budget, what I bought, how much things cost. But today I'm going to start by trying to clean the block off of the power washer. I get awful wet doing that. And the other thing I'm going to do is clean up the crank and do the homemade or garage crank polishing method that I showed before in other videos. It's time for me to get to work. All right, I'm out in the driveway. It's windy. I hope the wind doesn't blow my phone over on a tripod. Got my power washer, and I got back, I don't know, probably 8 feet worth of extensions to keep me away from the engine. Got a coat on and a hat because it's cold out. Start playing here. Whoop, choke it. Let the wind blow that away. I have one of those ceramic nozzles on here. It's like a needle spray, and it spins in a circle. They do wonderful work. But they're powerful, and they will take paint off, so you gotta be careful what you use them on. Okay, I'm going to turn the engine around, turn it upside down, all that, and respray it with the oven cleaner. And just keep doing this. So I'm going to stick it in the oil galleries, stick it down to water cooling passages, water passages, I guess you call those. I'm going to soak it down with the cleaner. I mean, it's coming out clean. I don't know if this so-called oven cleaner is any stronger than, an all-purpose cleaner. Doesn't have a super bad odor. It's working. It's $1.25 and it works. And I can always dump it into the Ultrasonic cleaning solution general purpose jug with all my other mixed cleaners. keep doing this a few times until I feel it's clean. Yeah, my power washer, well, it's a homemade thing. My garbage picked a power washer and used that pump, put it on a different frame. The engine is like a Honda clone. Works great. It's got a lot of power. It's just that the governor system in it doesn't throttle back when you release the trigger on the sprayer. Normally they go to an idle. That one just runs wide open. So I just can't let it run a long time without squeezing the trigger. Something would probably blow up, probably that pump. I have another one. It's got a Honda engine on it that actually does idle back when you let go of the handle. But I took that over, let my brother and sister use it on a house they're working on. So I got this beast. But so far I'm pretty happy with the results. This is coming out nice, nice, nice. All right, let's inspect this and probably call it good. Get the air gun out, blow it, make sure all the water's out of it. I guess to be fair, I should do it on this angle too, right? Be a little more consistent. I'm pretty sure this thing's already clean, but I'm out here doing it. In fact, I think what I'm going to do after I do the block, I'm going to pull a car over here, hose that off. I should change that nozzle though, because I don't want to knock all the paint off the car. Wow, this feels good. All right, down in each jacket. I saw a little bit of rust come out of the other side. Surprising, because there wasn't a lot in there when I looked in with the flashlight. Okay, folks, I'm calling that good. Not only good, good enough. I'm going to get the air gun out, blow it off. Got it back in the garage. I'm going to take some air, blow all the water off it, and then put some WD-40 in the cylinders, keep them from rusting. The outside of it will be ready for paint. Just thought of, I got to check for all the lifter bores. I'll make sure that the lifters go in each one and aren't sloppy or anything like that. Check for cracks. Probably a bunch of people that are tired of watching me clean and prep things. They just want to get to the assembly. Like, I'm going to take each lifter apart, clean it in the ultrasonic cleaner, each one separately. I already have a video on that, so I'm not going to repeat it. I'll just do it, not bore you with it. I think that's good enough. Lube up the cylinders and push on to the next item, whatever that is. Another thing I do, I'm going to check the flatness of this block. I have a real accurate, thick, straight edge from when I used to do manual drafting. I can lay that across here with a bright light and feeler gauge and check to make sure it's not warped in both directions. I got a good feeling it's fine. But, you know, I'll check it. I'm not going to be showing that. A lot of videos out there on how to check something for flatness. And you do it, like I just said, straight edge across there, feeler gauge. Don't want anything thicker than a thousandth or 2 thousandths to get under the straight edge. That is all WD-40'd up inside cylinders and underneath the bottom end, good to go. What I'm going to do next is take the ultrasonic cleaning solution in those jars and put it in my bucket. I'm going to empty all the water out of that tank and then pour that used cleaning solution back in here. Then I'll be able to stick in bigger stuff like valve covers, a timing cover. No, I'm not going to use that timing cover, but I can still clean it up and either sell it or use it on a different engine. And something else I was going to put in here, spider tray. Let's get to it. Got that filled up. I just turned the heater on. I'm going to set that for like 50 degrees Celsius. And it's going to take a while for that to heat up. Now, I did a video on using a tube heater, immersible, whatever, tube heater that you would throw into a 5-gallon bucket to heat the whole bucket up. Those work great. I mean, I could heat this up probably in a half an hour to 100 and have to watch the video, 40, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Think I could find that heater? No. I swear it was like right here. The extension cord, I plug it in right there. There's nowhere else I'd use that thing. It's here. And, you know, I've looked through this stuff probably 6 times already. Can't find it. Speaking of this stuff here, all those boxes, most of that, with the exception of, you know, the obvious things, distributors, battery charger, most of what's in those boxes, mini bike parts. I used to buy, fix, sell, restore mini bikes. I've got all that left over. I'm not in the mini bike business anymore, but I've got probably twice as much stuff as you see there. If you're in the area, southeast Michigan area, I'm kind of near Pontiac, Waterford. I'll sell it all. I mean, I'll sell every mini bike part I have, all the boxes, rims and tires and stuff in the shed. $500. If you're local, come and get it. There is no way I'm shipping any of it. I'm not going to go through it all and show you what's there. It's clutches and cables and carburetors and brake parts, fuel lines, chains, sprockets. I got spoked wheels like from a Rupp, 10, 12-inch wheels, tires, just boxes of stuff. But I don't have any frames or seats. All that's gone. Just those boxes of parts are left. And I'd like to sell them all and utilize that space. All right, back to the topic on hand here. There's no harm in me throwing in something while that ultrasonic cleaner heats up. Got the timing cover laying right there on the floor. You grab that and stick it in there. Drop that down in there. I'm liking this simple green stuff a lot. Doesn't have a bad odor. Kind of actually almost smells good. And it does a fine job. So I'm going to let all that heat up. And I'm going to start polishing the crank. I plopped all the pistons on the block and coated them with WD-40. So they're going to sit there until I'm ready for them. Now it's going to be crank time. This crank does have some rust on it. Take that one piece of oil seal off of there. And I'm going to use the crud cutter, Scotch-Brite. Get some rubber gloves. Let me clean my hands off. Put some rubber gloves on, because that's some nasty stuff. Now I'm going to get the rust off the crank. Okay, this should come off pretty easy. Kind of put it on each journal that's rusted. Let it soak. And just start rubbing it off of there. You can see it kind of melts it right off. It's just surface, it's not pitted rust. I'll be able to polish this crank up with some super fine sandpaper, 1000 grit or 1500 or something in that area. I did it before on one of my videos, same method that I saw. Who was it? Well, one of the people was Derek from Vice Grip Garage. He does it a lot. You just kind of wrap the sandpaper around the journal, take a shoelace 3 or 4 times around there, and you just start working it back and forth. Make sure the shoelace goes all the way across the sandpaper and polishes the crank up beautifully. And then I'll mic it, and if it's all good and clean, I don't have to get it turned. I'll let that one soak a little more while I go on to the next journal here. So I'm going to continue this, and I'll bring you back when I have it done. All the rust came off there easily. And the crud cutter that I use, by the way, is something that I had bolts and things soaking in. So it was already used. But this is what the new bottle looks like. Rust remover and inhibitor. It's supposed to, leave the surface so you can paint it. So it kind of protects the surface also. Now I'm going to clean this up good. Another good product, super clean. And then I guess I'll get the sandpaper out and polish it up. Let's go check on the ultrasonic cleaner. That's been going for 25 minutes or so. Yeah. Wow. Doing a nice job. A little bit down here, but that wipes right off. That inside looks good. And this engine was in fine shape. I keep saying that over and over, but you know, it's the truth. I'm going to plop this in this way now. Let that continue. I'm going to go get something to eat. I'm going to link the previous video I did on polishing this crank at the end of this episode, so you can watch that. And I'm also going to show you or put a link to where I cleaned all the lifters individually, took them apart, cleaned them. I'll link those two videos at the end of this one, and you can watch them at your convenience. I'm going to move this out of the way, and we're going to go over the budget so far. Let me get you set up and get my paper. First, I'm going to start by adding some items to the list that I didn't put on yesterday. Rings, timing chain, rear main seal, all right. Back on the other side of the paper, now I put $200 for gaskets. Now a gasket kit, you know, I mentioned it was 180 or something like that. Guesstimated 200. A gasket kit's only about 80. So I think I'm way off on the gaskets. So we're not going to go into that right now. Timing cover, I estimated 75. And timing cover, there's also a fuel pump eccentric. I bought the fuel pump eccentric and the timing cover, and that cost me $68.50 for both. And I estimated 75, so I did good there. So here I'm going to put $68.50. Eccentric and TC cover. Hope I'm not confusing you too much. Water pump, I estimated 50. I bought a better one, bought a premium high flow deal, and that cost me $82.07. I didn't plan this paper out very well, did I? $82.07, that's the actual. Fuel pump, I didn't buy that yet. Oil pickup tube, I estimated 25. I got that today. It's right here. I got a Melling brand from O'Reilly. Might cost $23.28. So I was pretty close on that. Carburetor. I ended up buying exactly what I wanted, an Edelbrock AVS2 650. Now this is the story you get. I had to believe it. You know, he bought it. It was new. Never used it. He switched to going to a fuel injection system. I got it for $300. That's with shipping it. It's on its way. I don't physically have it yet. So I was $150 off in my estimation there. Rings. I didn't make an estimate because I forgot to list them on the other side, but they cost me. I bought Seal Power rings, same ones I put in my last engine, E458K. They were $75.55. Timing chain. I ordered that and the rear main seal today. Amazon. $58.07 for both of those. So let me shut the camera off. I'm going to figure out what I estimated and what this stuff costs so far, because I'm already confused myself. I summarized things. Timing chain cover and eccentric, I estimated 75, even though I forgot about the eccentric. I paid $68.50 actual. Water pump, estimated 50, paid $82.07. Oil pickup tube, estimated 25, actual 23.28. Carburetor, estimated 450, paid 300. Add those up, right now I'm 126.15 better than my estimates. I still have to do the gaskets and the fuel pump. 200 there and 50 there, 250. I think I'm way high on there. So, bottom line, I might be on track to do this engine for $2,000. I think I'm closer today than I was yesterday. I was looking through my gaskets. I have piles of gaskets from other engines and projects throughout the years. And I think I'm only going to have to buy a few, like oil pan gasket, valve cover gaskets, maybe head gaskets. I know I have two new head gaskets, but I want to see what brand they are, what kind they are. Because there's a very popular gasket for 302s, if you check all the forums on the internet, and it's a Felpro 9333 PT1. And they're like $42 for two head gaskets. And that's probably what I just should do rather than figure out which ones I have. And I know I have like timing chain cover, water pump. I think I got thermostat housings, carburetors, intake. So I have a lot of gaskets, what I'm getting at. So my $200 estimate is way high. Fuel pump, 50, that could be close. I know you can get cheap ones for less than 50, but I'm going to leave that alone. I'll figure that actual price once I get this done. But with all that being rambled about, I'm going to call this the end of day 5 working on the 302 budget build in my garage. Come back for part 6, and I'll have the crank all polished up by then. And I don't even know what's coming next. But you can look at the end of this video for links to where I did polish a crank before and where I took lifters apart and cleaned them. Thank you for watching. Dan's Messy Garage. Come back for more. Bye.